protests, hey, an American tradition, but when is too much too much? Well, that takes us to this week's case. It involves a real man, Jeff Decker, lives in Wisconsin, was a former University of Wisconsin student. And Jeff felt that the regents at the University of Wisconsin were not giving students any voice in how the millions of dollars that were paid to the University of Wisconsin for education were spent. So he was a protester. He frequently would appear at various campuses. He would dress as a mechanical dragon and basically protest the way in which fees were being spent by the regents without any input from the students. Well, in one instance, he was at the University of Wisconsin in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and he went into the Welcome Center, but in this instance, the Welcome Center was closed to him. He could not go into the Welcome Center, but he went into the Welcome Center. Police officers told him he needed to leave, needed to vacate it. He did not. He immediately wrapped his arms and legs around a table, and as the officers attempted to drag him from the center, they eventually were able to do so. Well, he was arrested and convicted for obstruction of a police officer. Okay, he appealed the case. He appealed the case to an appellate court for the state of Wisconsin. And there the arguments were pretty straightforward. On behalf of Jeff, it was argued, hey, this is America. We have a right to protest. We have a right to address the grievances that we have with government, and that means we can protest. That's protected by the U.S. Constitution. It's protected by the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin. On the other side, the argument was, hang on, that's right. You do have a right to protest. You do have a right to demonstrate. But in this instance, the protest was taking place in an area that was closed, an area that Jeff was not to have access to. He was told to vacate it. He did not vacate the area. He was then arrested, and when the arrest took place, the arresting officers were acting, one, pursuant to their authority, and they were engaged in enforcing, in this instance, keeping Jeff out of this particular area. Well, the court heard these two arguments, and in this instance, the court came away and said, Jeff Decker, you are wrong. You are wrong. Well, you have the right to protest. This area was closed to you. You were given fair notice that you were to vacate it. You did not do so. You struggled with the police officers. The officers were acting within their authority. They were enforcing a right that the university had to keep you from this area. You did not adhere to the fact that you needed to leave this area, and accordingly, there is an obstruction of justice. That obstruction of justice, in this particular instance, the obstruction of a police officer, is a valid charge. You were validly convicted, and accordingly, the conviction stands. It is affirmed. Okay, we bring you this case as we bring you cases every week, so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.